Welcome to today's show. Our topic today is how to read angel cards. And we're doing this because it's a great way to get messages from your angels, especially if you haven't been able to hear them clearly yet, or you're not hearing them on a regular basis. So we'll get more into that in a moment. I do want to take time to say hello to my listeners in Higashimatsuyama, Japan. I hope I got your name pronounced right. I tried really hard. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm just delighted to know that you're enjoying it like you are because you keep coming back. So thank you so much. I'm going to start by showing you the cards I use in my readings 99% of the time. And my mentor, Suzanne Wilson, introduced me to these. They're called Angels of Atlantis. Honestly, I have no why, because when you look at it, you'll see each one has the name of an archangel and a word or so at the bottom. And I think I mentioned in the info for this show, it's my preference to have cards that have no words on them or as few words as possible. Why? Well, for me, I do get a lot of psychic insight and I get a lot of messages from angels. I don't want words on the cards influencing me. So when I pull a card, it is strictly to just help me tune into a person or a situation. And it just helps me focus a little bit more. So I don't do a true card reading, and I'm not going to teach you how to do a true card reading. Would be you pull a card and it says balance. So clearly this is about balance. No, that's not always so. Sometimes it will be, and sometimes you're going to pull a card and we're talking about cards for yourself, and you won't feel anything. You won't feel a connection to that, not to the name of the archangel and not to the word at the bottom. So let's start here at the beginning. So take your cards, and the way I shuffle these, they're big and they're thick. So very few people can shuffle them like a normal deck of cards. I just sort of pull some out, put them back in. I only use angel cards. The reason I said 99% of the time is because sometimes people want a past life reading that is involving their angels, or they want one that's for children. I have two decks, some for very tiny children. They're like tiny little cards with child themes on them. And I have some that are more like for preteens, older children, preteens. I think it's important that the content of the cards be age appropriate for children. So anyway, these are for you. And it's really about, I think starting out, it's a great way to get up in the morning, shuffle your cards, and ask your angels, help me pick a card that is going to help me with today, with the challenges I face and the issues before me. And then you're shuffling the cards like we just did, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And then you're going to fan them out like this. So I should show you that. So fanning them out so you can't see the other side of the card. And I like to just tune in. I'm thinking of my angels, thinking of all my angels around me and tuning into them. And I sort of let them guide my hand. And so I'm going across the cards and okay, they just told me pick this card. So this card is got Archangel Zaphael at the top, the word compassion at the bottom. So first I tune into the name of the archangel. And if I feel my angels send energy through my body, then I know it's about the archangel. If it's the word at the bottom, I know it's about that word at the bottom. If I don't feel anything, then I just put that card aside. It's a beautiful card. But for you, for getting started now, I think a really good thing is to ask your angels, and you'll need to know what your yes is from your angels. So let's start there. So let's say you got this card, Archangel Zaphael, and the word compassion at the bottom. So the first thing you're going to say is, angels, is Archangel Zaphael important for me today? And your yes, let me feel a yes in my body. And my yes is I get a cool rush through my entire body. The more strongly the angels feel about it, the more they're trying to get my attention, the more powerful that yes is. If it's a no, I feel absolutely nothing. And if it's sort of, then I feel like this sort of kind of little bit of energy go through me, but not very much. So you need to find out for yourself though. So first it's angels, let me feel your yes in my body. And when you feel something, do it a few times, because you need to feel confident that what you're feeling is the yes from your angels. When you feel confident about that, then you can say, angels, let me feel a yes a no in my body. Like I said, for me, I feel absolutely nothing. It's almost like all energy shut down. You might feel it differently, and that's totally fine. And if you don't feel anything like this right away, just give it some time. The worst thing you can do is stress out about it, put pressure on yourself about anything relating to angelic energy, angelic communication skills, because getting stressed, anxious, nervous is detrimental to raising your frequency, which you need to do to be able to communicate with your angels. So what you want to do is just let it flow. If you feel it, fantastic. If you don't, set it aside. You're going to try that on the next day, because I'm giving you a challenge. I want you to do this, pull a card every day for 2 weeks and see if the messages you're getting are helping you. See if they make your day easier, if they prepare you for situations, if they give you a solution, if they calm your mind, clear your thoughts, because that's how you know that you figure out whether something's beneficial for you. I could tell you all day how it's beneficial for me, but this is about you, and it's different for everybody. So you pull this card, then you're going to ask your angels, is Archangel Zaphael important for me today? And if you feel a yes, then you need to look this up. And so I'm going to tell you, like, all these decks of cards, this one, I'll look it up right now so you can see. You go to the little book that comes with it, and you look up Zaphael, the divine comforter. So the two things connected with Zaphael, Archangel Zaphael, is gratitude and security. So then you can look in the book and say, okay, angels, is it gratitude? Is it gratitude? If you get a yes, then you're like, am I doing good with my gratitude? Yes or no? Do I need to work on my gratitude? If you get a yes, then you're like, you got a clear answer. So that's going to help you utilize that information. Is it security? Do I lack security? Am I feeling security? Have I improved my security? And that can be whatever security means to you. I'm not going to define that because I don't want to interfere with your information. So that's just one instance, one card, one angel. But most of the time when somebody pulls a card, because like if you were my client and we're doing a session, whether you're here in my office in person or we're doing this at a distance, you're either going to pull the card yourself, or I'm going to tune into you and your energy and pull it for you, thinking about your question. In your case, you're pulling this card. And so let's say you don't get anything. It's a no to the name of the archangel. It's a no to the word at the bottom. Then you put that card. I like to hold it in my hand, especially when I was new at doing anything with cards, because I didn't use cards for a very long time. So I hold it in my hand like this. And then I say a little prayer to God, and I ask my angels, please help me hear a message or feel a message through you now, through the added assistance of this card that is of the angels, and what comes through to you. And the thing is, here's where you're going to sabotage yourself if you second guess what you hear or what you see or what you feel. It's the hardest thing for me. When it was always easy for me to hear my angels and know what they wanted for me and follow their guidance for me. But when I decided, no, that's not true. When the angels decided that I had to leave the field of mental health, move over to Sedona, and start doing angel readings for other people, well, that was a whole different story. And I wasn't so confident about that at first. How did I get confident? My angels are like, you need to start doing readings right away. You're fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. Don't worry. And information started coming through. And at first I would hear things and I would edit it in my mind, what I told my client and what I didn't, because I didn't want to upset them. I didn't want to hurt them. And then over time, it didn't take very long for me to understand that every single thing that's given to me from the angels, whether I hear it, see it, feel it, or know it, is for that client. And if the client didn't need it, it wouldn't be given to me. It's not up to me. It's not right for me to edit it. So I stopped that a long time ago. And I encourage you to not go there. And so whatever you get, even if it seems silly, even if it seems weird, or you can't understand it, don't worry about it. Just write it down, or have a little voice recorder, a digital recorder, and just record what you get. I actually like the recording because then you don't have to worry about taking notes, but you're going to be doing this every day for at least 2 weeks. Generally, once people do this on a daily basis for a while, they get so much benefit for it, and they start opening up to their angels, and they don't want to stop. So I have a lot of friends who have been able to connect with angels, and they do spiritual work professionally. They do this every day for themselves because they get so much benefit from it. I do not do it every day, and that's because I'm blessed with that connection that I do hear my angels. I hear them throughout the day, all day. They show me things, they tell me things, and I really don't do that for myself. But if I'm with a friend and they're like, hey, let's pull a card for each other. Let's each pull a card for the day. Well, that's kind of fun, but you won't need to do this forever either, because the more you do this, the better your connection becomes. And it's helping you open up to eventually hearing your angels. And remember, you're going to hear it in your head, not with your ears. Even as an angel medium, I rarely hear them with my ears. Sometimes I do, and they're like yelling, but usually it's in your head. And so it's a thought in your head. And how do you discern whether it's your thought or an angel? Well, that comes with time and really paying attention and coming to understand that when you think, where did that come from? What a weird thought. Why did I think that? That's all kind of like the angels going, hello, we are talking to you. We're trying to get something through to you. Please hear us. They're trying desperately. And lately, as crazy as the world is right now, they tell me that they are pulling out all the stops. They are trying everything they can. It was actually my angels who suggested this topic today, and they're giving me, oh my gosh, I feel so much energy in my body right now as I tell you this, because I wouldn't normally talk about cards because they're really not important to me. I like using them in my readings, but I wouldn't have thought of it. So my angels are like, you need to do one about reading cards, reading the angel cards. So in the beginning, you're going to be pulling one card a day. If you want to pull more, go for it. Oh my gosh, I like overachievers. Impress me. But really, it's about what you need. So if you have more than one pressing issue in your life, probably you do with everything happening, pull more than one. Pull no more than 3 to begin with, because I don't want you to overwhelm yourself in this 2-week challenge. And I want it to be easy so that you stick with it. And then after that, maybe you only want one a day. After that, maybe you only want to pull it every week. Maybe you only want to pull it when you think of it, when your angels guide you to do it, whatever. But for now, you can't get into the habit of anything unless you do it daily for 2 weeks. That's proven psychologically, science-wise. I mean, just need to do it for 2 weeks. So once you do that and you're getting your guidance, then I think it's kind of fun to, let's say we pulled Zaphael. So I'm going to put that card right there. And I'm going to say, okay, angels, what else do I need to know today? And I'm fanning out the cards again, and I'm letting my angels just guide my fingers, and they'll kind of tell me like this one. Usually I look at it and I'm like, they want that one. I don't even need to touch it. And maybe you won't either. So don't stress if you don't need to. So this one is Archangel Gabriel, inspiration. And then the third one, don't pull it until you've figured out what the message is from the third one. I mean, the second card. But let's say you've done that. And now we're going to this third card. So you're going to, again, fan out your cards, whatever deck you want to use. You're going to let your finger do the walking and your guides do the talking. So here they are. They say this one. Nope. They say it's the one under it. And sometimes they're going to tell you, pull 2, whatever. Oh, this one's Archangel Michael, and it says, I am presence at the bottom, which is about your connection to God. So over time, you're going to have a pretty good idea from the little book, whatever deck you're using, the little book that comes with it. You're going to start remembering more in depth about what each archangel means, or the word at the bottom, whatever deck you're using. There's so many. And by the way, somebody asked me recently, and I'm just going to address this. I do know very well what happened with Doreen Virtue. I still love her cards. I pray for her and send her blessings that she finds her way, whatever's going on with her, that she's well and good. I don't see no reason to not use her angel cards. I use a lot of her decks of angel cards. So they're fine. They're more than fine. She came up with some wonderful decks. So you pulled 3 cards. These are the 3 I pulled. Lots of times when I'm doing this for a client, it will be, especially because over the course of like an hour reading, I'm pulling maybe 15 cards for them. And there'll be a whole lot that's, let's say, Archangel Michael. It's good to note that, like if you're getting a lot of the same archangel, then really pay attention, look that up in the little book and see what it says, because that's the real message coming through for you. Is either Archangel Michael is with you, helping you at this time, or you need to do some invocation for Archangel Michael. You can go back to one of my earlier shows where I focused on Archangel Michael, and there's some powerful invocations on that show that you can use for specific areas of life that Michael oversees. So he is the great protector. But also, sometimes you're going to see a running theme in the words at the bottom. And so allow your mind to notice these things. Allow yourself to go beyond just the word on this card and the word at the bottom of this card. Sometimes you'll be drawn to the picture. And I'm going to show you one that really always captures me. So I'm going to cheat and go through here. And I want you to see it. They're all so pretty. And that's really important too. Pick a deck. If you don't have one already, please pick a deck that has pictures you're really attracted to, that the energy of that card really speaks to you, because you're going to be using them every day. So you want a really wonderful card. I'm looking for the miracle card, and I'll show you why. Probably I put it aside somewhere. Oh my goodness. Well, let me just tell you, the miracle card has a baby on it. It's the only card that has a baby on it. And almost always when somebody pulls that card, a baby is important in the information you're receiving, whether it's about you having a baby, whether it's about a baby you already had, whether it's about a baby in the family. There's something about a baby in that card. And also the miracles, the word is miracles on it. Always when I draw that card for a client, just angels come rushing in, and there's something, that card is always pertinent. It's kind of a little miracle in itself, but that card, there's always something about a miracle that's involved for the person that it's drawn for. So allow yourself to understand that miracles come in all kinds of sizes. They're not all about creating, walking on water and big things that the whole world sees. I've experienced miracles, and they're small and they're personal usually, or a small group of people, but they're miracles nonetheless. And one being the healing that I had, that the angels gave me, that the doctors can't explain it. They're like, you can only heal that through surgery, but I didn't have surgery. So that kind of thing, those are little miracles, and allow yourself to be open to the fact that they exist and you can receive them. You deserve a little miracle or a big miracle. So if you get that card, that's usually something important. And another one is that I am presence. I told you that I am presence in this deck. Always I start feeling really powerful God energy coming through. It's about your connection with God. Either you have a great one, you need to reconnect, it slipped, something's affected your connection to God, creator, source, whatever you want to call them. It's all the same. It's all the same. The powerful energy out there that is our creator. So you do not have to use these cards. I love them. They connect for me. These connect for me. And these are well loved, and you can see them. They've got some dings in the sides. They're like a favorite teddy bear. They're well loved, well used, but they connect. So other people, you might feel something different. If you don't want to use angel cards, that's okay. This show focuses on angels, so I'm talking about angel cards, but honestly, as I always say, please do things in a way that works for you. If there's a kind of card that's of a topic that's of the light, the angels are going to be delighted to help you using those cards. If it's not of the light, don't expect the angels to come through. They're not going to. They're going to be worried about you. So I highly recommend these. And some other things you can do too. You can do the same kind of thing. I do not do tarot card readings. I never have, but I know that there's layouts so that you can kind of create your own layout, and you can pull like 4 cards. There can be one for your past, one for your present, one for your future, one for this, one for that. Decide what it's going to be. And then every day that'll be your layout, and you can turn over. I kind of like the past, the present, and the future, because you're going to be limited to no more than 3 for this challenge per day. Do keep notes in some way, keep track of the messages you got, because it's very important to see a running theme. Sometimes you don't see it until you look back at what you received last week. And also you're going to notice that as time goes by, when you're using cards, and I'm going to specify angel cards because that is today's topic, that you're going to get better at this. So the more you do it, the more you're going to receive. So at the beginning, you might have a line or two, maybe even just a few words. Fine. And then make sure to, let me finish. I'm jumping around. I don't want to do that to you. So the first time you're going to get a line or two. As time goes on, you might end up with a paragraph or more, a page. You're going to feel more comfortable about just opening yourself to your angels and guides and just receiving what they want to say to you. And you're going to stop editing yourself. So every time you think of not writing that down or questioning what you get, remember me saying that can really sabotage the actual messages from your angels. And you don't want that. You're trying to get clear, accurate messages and information. So you're going to just take whatever you get, write it down. So you're going to get better at it. And also, the more you do it, other reason I like a 2-week challenge is the more you do this, you're going to stop questioning yourself. Honestly, I don't think 2 weeks is going to be enough. Keep going with it, because you know what really gives you confidence that you're connecting with your angels through your cards or however you're doing it, is to be able to look back and see that it was right. The information you got proved right. That something that kind of told you about and you noticed, oh, that did happen that day or shortly thereafter, or something that advised you to do really did help you, or something that you already had, you started realizing, you started adding it to your gratitude in your mind, that you realized that's a blessing I have in my life I wasn't really noticing before. Whatever it is, nothing gives you the confidence in the information you pick up except experience. And then you've got to have a way to look back and see if you were getting accurate information, if it proved helpful to you. If it does, it's something that you very well may want to incorporate into your life on a regular basis and just make it a habit. You get up, you have your coffee, you sit down, you pull a card. Now, once you do this, like, you need to clear your card. I clear my card with a crystal. I just had bought a bunch of these, and I use them for a lot of reasons, but they are good for clearing. So a clear quartz crystal, I wrapped mine in pure copper wire because it makes it even stronger. So I just have it sitting like this in my office, clearing between readings, between my use of it. It clears the cards, and I never do a reading for someone without clearing the cards. Why? Because even your energy for that day is going to be different from your energy the next day. So you don't want yesterday's questions and thoughts and messages to affect today's. Something you need to know is what you got today. If you're asking about a timeline for something, timelines change all the time. So check it frequently, check it every couple weeks or at least once a month. If you're wanting to know when something's going to happen, if something's going to happen, it can change. Things can change because it involves everyone who's involved in the issue. The things they do and the things they don't do can really change a timeline. I get my timelines from the angels because they know everything happening behind the scenes, everything that's going to happen. I didn't set out to do that. They just let me know they knew. And it became very evident very quickly that their timelines were superior. Why would I want to get timelines any other way? So you can ask those kind of questions too. Just something to keep in mind. I hope today's been informative for you. It's really not difficult, but I'm trying to help you do it in a way that you're really bringing in the energy and the knowledge and messages from your angels, not just reading what's on a card and going by what's on the card. So you use that as a guideline to open your mind and see where your angels take you with the messages they give you about the message on the card. And again, use whatever cards you're connect with that are beautiful to you, that you like the energy, that it's fun for you to use them, just as long as everything about them is about the light. So let me know, drop me a line on wherever, but if you're listening, if you're watching on my YouTube channel, drop me a line, let me know how it's going. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to guide you with this, because I do think it's a really important exercise in being able to receive actual words from your angels, actually hearing their messages. It'll get you there. It'll help pull down those barriers inside. Tune in next Sunday. The topic is 10 ways to lift your mood. That's another topic. My angels are like, people are really anxious. People are really depressed and they're losing hope, losing faith. They're like, you got to do something, Ivory. I'm like, okay. So I did a little meditation and they gave me some pointers and just some information I know from my mental health years working in that field. I think you'll find it very helpful, because we all need to cling to our hope. We all need to feel positive. We need to keep our frequency high, and I'm going to help you do that next week. In the meantime, may your angels surround you. May your angels protect you every minute, every day of your life. I'll see you next week.